All right, guys. So today, on my first presentation, I will be talking to you about candlesticks. So a few weeks ago, I had my anniversary with my girlfriend, and I thought it would be a pretty nice idea if I made a nice little dinner for her and made the atmosphere all romantic. So in doing so, I came across these beautiful candlesticks at Tesco's, and I thought it would be such a nice idea if I gave you guys a presentation on them. Moving on from my crappy joke, I'm actually going to be talking on what they are. And as you can see here, they're not much different from the graphs that we usually look at when we look at an investment. Well, the only difference is that the candlesticks are very time specific. So there's 1 minute charts and 5 minute charts, etc. But they also show us the price movements that show us whether the price of the stock has gone up or down. Now, before I go into any more detail about candlesticks, I would like to share with you one of my experiences from earlier on this year. So in August 2020, I had been unemployed for about 3 months, and I had my first job opportunity as a door-to-door salesperson. Now, the guys there pitched it so well to me that I came running home to tell my mom and my sister and all my friends that before Christmas, I'd be shitting money, driving a Lamborghini, and owning a yacht. Well, unfortunately, that was not quite the case, since my day-to-day life looked more like waking up at 7 in the morning and then having to be by the office at 9. We would have this wonderful speech, right, for about an hour with the CEO of the company, and she would basically confirm to us that we will become rich, like within a few months' time. And then they would send us out in the wilderness, and we would have to go door to door and knock on people's doors and sell them utility energy and tell them that our electric and gas supplier is better than theirs, where would normally meet verbal abuse, along with very bad weather, the wind and the rain and all that. And would also work for something insane like 14 or 16 hours a day. So yeah, it turned out to be a pyramid scheme, and the money you would actually get would be by getting more people in the company. Now you're probably wondering, why am I telling you all this? Well, it's because recently, because of Chris and my cousin, I came across day trading and I started having these funny ideas of Lamborghinis and yachts again. Now, how do candlesticks actually work? So say for the sake of argument, this is a 1 minute candlestick chart. So you see the open is here. So when the minute starts, the price of the stock is right here. And then it might have a little pullback down there. And then it might keep going up and up and up until it reaches the high right here. And then goes back down and closes here. So you see that the candlestick is green. It means that the price of the stock went up. So when the close is above the open, it means that the price went up. Now, every minute the candlesticks renew. So after this minute is over, a new candlestick will immediately start. And it might be this one right here, the red one. And when the minute starts, it opens high and it might go a bit higher. And then we'll start going low and low and low until it reaches the low. And then it might go a bit up again until it closes. But as you see, the close is under the open. So it means the price of the stock went down. And that we can also see by the color. So red indicates that the price of the stock went down. Now, why are they actually called candlesticks? Well, this is pretty self-explanatory because they just look like candlesticks. So as you can see here with a strong bull candle, we have the body or the wax and then the wick or the shadow. So for example, as I explained before, this is where the price would open, the stock would open, and then it just kept going back up until at the end of the shadow or the wick was the high, and then it just kept going down until it closed right here at the end of the wax. But it's important to know that candlesticks have come in all sorts of shapes and forms. So as you can see here in the indecision candle, in that 1 minute candlestick chart or 5 minute chart, the price just kept continuously going up and down, up and down. It was very indecisive, and the close wasn't very much higher than the open. Now, I've already mentioned time frames, but let's look at them in a bit more detail here. So this is the Tesla stock, and from left to right, this is the 1 minute chart, the 5 minute chart, the 15-minute chart, and the daily chart. So as you can see here, the 5 little candlesticks on the 1 minute chart, so this one, this one, this one, this one, and this one, are represented as a single candlestick on the 5-minute chart. And then the three last candlesticks on the 5-minute chart are represented as a single candlestick on the 15-minute chart. And you can see here how much they differ from each other. So depending on which chart you're looking at, the technical analysis can be very, very different, even though it's the exact same stock. So why are there different charts? That's because of day trading and swing trading and investing, they're all different. So for example, in day trading, you might be looking at 5-minute charts, or maybe a minute charts, or even 10-second charts, because you're really making split-second decisions, and the emotional factor can play a big role in day trading as well. Well, with swing trading, we have a few hours to do our technical analysis and recognize our patterns, or even maybe days. And with investing, we don't really do any technical analysis at all. Now, what are the differences between technical analysis and the time? Well, the less time you have to do technical analysis, the way more the risk is. So for example, with day trading, you have a lot more risk than swing trading, but also the upside is much higher as well. So yeah, as I said before, my thoughts started going back to the Lamborghini and the yacht and the pile of money. That is because I learned the only way that will make us all guys millionaires. So if you notice on trading that there's a first candle to make a new high, it's all profit from there. So yeah, if you guys are able to do that, you'll all become rich like me in the next month. Well, my dreams were shattered when I actually found out that there's also this pattern, and this pattern, and this pattern, and this pattern, and that pattern, along with 100 other patterns, and along with the fact that they literally move this quickly. So how can we actually use our candlestick knowledge in action? Well, I've chosen here the hammer formation, which is one of the patterns, because I really like the photo here. It's really well explained. So they give us here the stop loss, which we should always have, no matter if we're trading or investing, and our entry point right here, or it could be somewhere along here. And then from then onwards is just the profit that we can take. What's important to know is that there's so many patterns that we have to learn and practice and see in action and try to figure out before we really understand what they mean and how to use them and what the setups are. But they might also not work out. So for example, you might see this formation and then the price right here goes down instead of going up. So it's also important to know that. So what I have taken away so far is that people like my cousin or Chris that got me into trading, that got me interested in trading, are literally looking at 50 billion different screens, and they're trying to figure out patterns and strategies and setups, and like every single one of them, trying to find out a strategy so they can make money. How does this all relate back to us? Well, it doesn't necessarily relate to us as investors because we don't do any technical analysis in investing. But as you guys had previously requested to learn more about swing trading and day trading, it is really highly relevant to these two subjects. So if you guys are still interested, we can keep the presentations coming. Well, on that note, I will tell you guys to go make some money if you are indeed interested in it. But you do have to remember that it's not easy. You do need to put time and effort and practice to it. And another thing that I haven't mentioned so far, you do need to put a lot of money to it, like for subscriptions, for example, because you do need to learn from somebody. You can't just figure it out all on your own. And please, 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 guys, do not start practicing with real money. Start up a demo account. Do you guys have any questions?